5 secrets you should never share with your family after 65 for a peaceful life. Have you ever felt that sharing too much with your family sometimes does more harm than good? As we grow older, there's a natural inclination toward openness and honesty with our loved ones, under the assumption that full transparency is always the best policy. However, the reality is that some matters are better kept private, not out of secrecy, but out of wisdom. Not everything needs to be disclosed, and in certain cases, withholding specific details can safeguard both your peace of mind and your relationships. In this discussion, we explore 5 aspects of your life you may want to keep to yourself after the age of 65. This is not about deception or shutting people out, but rather about preserving your independence, minimizing unnecessary stress, and ensuring your personal boundaries remain respected. You might be surprised by how much serenity can arise from maintaining discretion over select matters. Stay with us until the end, as understanding these 5 principles could transform your family interactions, granting you greater freedom and tranquility in your later years. Now, let's begin. 1. Financial decisions and assets. One of the most delicate topics as we age is finances. You might assume that complete transparency about your financial situation with family will prevent misunderstandings, but in truth, it often generates more complications than it resolves. Revealing every detail about your savings, investments, or future financial plans can invite unsolicited advice, undue pressure, or even familial discord, particularly when different generations hold conflicting views on money management. While some relatives may have good intentions, their concerns or opinions can quickly feel intrusive. In more troubling cases, individuals who were once distant may suddenly take an intense interest in your finances once they become aware of your assets. You may have witnessed a scenario before. An acquaintance shares their financial plans with their children, only to face relentless questioning about their decisions, whether it's pressure to downsize, alter investments, or allocate more funds toward grandchildren. It's one thing to seek advice when needed, but when others assume they have a say in your personal choices, the situation can rapidly become frustrating. Once you disclose your full financial picture, you cannot retract that knowledge. Additionally, if family members begin to perceive you as financially imprudent, they may feel justified in intervening, often with well-meaning but overbearing suggestions. Comments like, "Are you sure you should be spending that much?" or "Wouldn't it be wiser to distribute some of your assets now?" can erode your sense of autonomy. This doesn't mean you should avoid all financial discussions with family. It's prudent to establish clear estate plans and communicate essential details when appropriate. However, you are under no obligation to disclose every financial decision, whether it's the exact amount you've saved, personal expenditures, or new investments. These are matters best managed on your own terms. If maintaining discretion over your finances allows you to live without undue scrutiny or pressure, it isn't secrecy, it's wisdom. 2. Health concerns that are not urgent. As we age, health issues naturally become more frequent, and there's often an impulse to share every minor ailment with family. After all, they care about us, and we want them to be informed. However, there's a distinction between keeping loved ones updated on significant medical matters and burdening them with every trivial discomfort. Constantly discussing minor health complaints can generate unnecessary anxiety, leading family members to overreact or prematurely assume control over your well-being. You may have experienced this firsthand, mentioning something as simple as joint pain or fatigue, only to find yourself embroiled in debates about doctor visits, dietary changes, or new supplements. While younger family members often mean well, their concern can quickly morph into pressure. Before you know it, they're researching treatments, scheduling appointments, or making remarks like, "You really need to take better care of yourself," as though you haven't managed your health for decades. There's also a psychological dimension to consider. If you habitually vocalize every health issue, no matter how minor, your family may begin to perceive you as more fragile or declining faster than you truly are. This can alter their behavior toward you, making them hesitant to include you in activities, questioning your ability to travel, or prematurely suggesting additional care. All because you mentioned your knees were sore one day. Of course, major health concerns, especially those affecting daily life or requiring family support, should be communicated. But choosing to keep minor issues private isn't dishonesty. It's a means of preserving your autonomy. You have the right to manage your health without unnecessary interference. Sometimes, silence is the most effective way to maintain control over your well-being. If you're still engaged with this discussion and finding these insights valuable, leave a comment below with the number 2 to let us know. And if you haven't already subscribed, we encourage you to do so and enable notifications to stay updated. Your support allows us to continue delivering meaningful content. Now, let's proceed. 3. Your true thoughts on family conflicts. Family dynamics are inherently complex, and as we grow older, we often find ourselves entangled in disputes we never sought to join. Sibling rivalries over inheritances, grudges between adult children, or tensions among extended relatives. After decades of life experience, you've likely witnessed patterns repeat, old wounds reopen, and history recycle itself. The temptation to intervene, to offer counsel or voice your unfiltered opinion on who's right or wrong, can be strong. But more often than not, doing so only exacerbates the conflict. You may have experienced this before, attempting to mediate a disagreement, only to have both parties turn against you, or offering a candid perspective, only to later realize your words were misconstrued. The difficult truth is that family disputes tend to resolve themselves, or not, regardless of your input. And once emotions settle, people often remember what was said in the heat of the moment. If you take sides or express strong judgments, you may find that, long after the argument has faded, resentment toward you lingers. This is especially critical when it comes to opinions about younger family members. Voicing candid thoughts about a son-in-law, a daughter's parenting style, or a relative's life choices may feel like honesty in the moment, but those words can leave lasting scars. People seldom forget when they feel judged, even if your intent was constructive. What you consider helpful advice may be perceived as rejection, creating emotional rifts that never fully heal. Thus, one of the wisest practices after 65 is selective silence. You need not agree with everything or pretend conflicts don't exist, but you also aren't obligated to comment on every familial tension. Instead of offering an opinion, sometimes the most prudent response is, "I hope things work out for the best," or "I trust you'll make the right decision." This allows you to remain connected without being drawn into drama that isn't yours to resolve. Discretion can be the key to sustaining peace, both for your family and for yourself. 4. Your regrets about the past. With the passage of time, reflection on the past becomes inevitable. Choices made, opportunities missed, and paths untaken. Regret is a universal experience, but that doesn't mean it always warrants sharing, particularly with family. You may feel compelled to discuss things you wish you had done differently. Career decisions, parenting approaches, or life-altering choices. Yet what you view as introspection or honesty can be misinterpreted by those closest to you. When parents or grandparents express regret, children often internalize it. If you say, "I wish I had spent less time working and more time with family," your children might hear, "I wasn't a good enough parent." If you lament not pursuing a different dream, they may infer that your life with them was unfulfilling, even if that wasn't your intent. Similarly, discussing past relationships, even innocently, can make spouses or family members feel like second choices. Even reflections on faded friendships or lost opportunities can reshape how others perceive you. Instead of remembering your resilience, they may begin to see you as someone anchored in the past. This is why some regrets are best kept to yourself. It's healthy to acknowledge them, process them, and learn from them, but dwelling on them in front of family doesn't alter what's already happened. More often than not, it imposes an emotional burden on those who love you. The past cannot be rewritten, but how you carry it forward is entirely within your control. If you're still following along and finding value in these insights, leave a comment with the number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we invite you to join us and turn on notifications to stay informed. Your support fuels our ability to create impactful content. Now, let's continue. 5. The full extent of your financial situation. Money remains one of the most fraught topics in any family, capable of fostering unity, but also breeding tension, misunderstandings, and conflict. In later years, you may feel compelled to share exhaustive details about your finances, savings, inheritance plans, or even current struggles. While certain financial discussions are necessary, excessive openness can backfire. One significant risk is that it alters how people treat you. If relatives learn you have substantial savings, some may begin viewing you differently, perhaps expecting assistance or subtly hinting at future inheritances. Conversely, if you reveal financial difficulties, they may overreact, worrying excessively or questioning your decisions. Moreover, the more your family knows about your finances, the more they may feel entitled to advise you, whether you've asked for input or not. Some might even start making decisions on your behalf, believing they're helping when, in reality, they're encroaching on your independence. Suddenly, you're being told where to live, how to spend, or what's best for you, all because you share details that might have been better left private. This isn't to suggest complete secrecy. If you have a trusted financial advisor or executor, ensure your plans are properly documented. Beyond that, however, the wisest approach is often disclose only what's essential. Maintaining discretion allows you to retain control over your financial future while avoiding unnecessary stress or interference. If you ever notice how money discussions shift family dynamics, you already understand why this is one of the most critical boundaries to uphold. Ultimately, your finances are yours to manage, and keeping certain details private ensures your relationships remain rooted in love and respect, rather than financial expectations. Final thoughts. As we conclude, reflect on the 5 principles we've examined. Discretion isn't about secrecy or detachment. It's about safeguarding your peace, dignity, and relationships. Not everything needs to be shared, and sometimes wisdom lies in knowing what to withhold. Consider your own experiences. Have you ever shared something with family, only to later realize it changed how they viewed you? Or perhaps you've held back and recognized it was the right choice. Wisdom often stems from experience, and as we age, we learn that some things are best kept to ourselves. The beauty of growing older is gaining clarity on what truly matters: your peace of mind, your autonomy, and the quality of your relationships. Being selective in what you share allows you to maintain control over your life while keeping connection strong. It's not about shutting people out. It's about preserving what makes those bonds meaningful. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one insight you've gained today and how you plan to apply it. Your perspective matters to us, so don't hesitate to contribute. If you found this discussion valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue creating meaningful content. Thank you for engaging with us, and we look forward to connecting with you in future discussions.